It's Monday, February 6, 2017. This is PSN News. This weekend, State College broke a world record. We'll have the details coming up next.
We'll also bring you the latest updates on the Iran sanctions. Stay tuned.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Maddie Biertempfel.
And I'm Carli Truax. We'll start with some breaking news. The Penn State fraternity Beta Theta Pi is now temporarily suspended after the death of sophomore Timothy Piazza. State College police said that he died from injuries after falling down a flight of stairs at the Beta Theta Pi house last Thursday night. He was pronounced dead at Hershey Medical Center on Saturday morning. According to the Daily Collegian, the Penn State Interfraternity Council canceled all social events for the rest of the weekend and held a night of solidarity in response to the incident. A statement on Beta Theta Pi's website said that they temporarily suspended all chapter operations during this period of investigation. Anyone in need of support can contact Counseling and Psychological Services at 814-863-0395. We will be following this story as it develops further.
The University Park Undergraduate Association passed a resolution on Wednesday addressing President Trump's recent executive action regarding immigration. The resolution calls for further action to accommodate international students who may be affected by Trump's order. The resolution passed unanimously after several students attended the meeting and called on UPUA to take steps supporting international students. Many proposed offering on-campus housing over spring break and legal services for those affected by the ban. Although the resolution passed, it is not a guarantee of any accommodations. Speaker of the Assembly Alex Shockley said the next step for UPUA will be reaching out to administration for further action.
State College is now officially a world record holder. Light Up State College broke the record for the largest number of ice luminaries in a display on Saturday. They beat out the previous record of 2,651 luminaries held by Sweden. State College doubled that number with 5,622 total luminaries. The luminaries were organized into a winding path going up Allen Street to Beaver Avenue. The project was organized through the Makespace. The Daily Collegian reported that the goal of the project was to ultimately bring people together and get something done.
Starting in the fall semester, Penn State will be offering a new online degree program. According to a Penn State news release, students will be able to get a Bachelor of Science in Software Engineering through the World Campus. Faculty from Barron School of Engineering will be teaching the online engineering classes where students can learn about software construction principles, project leadership, and computer networking, among other topics. The degree will prepare students for a variety of careers in software engineering, like a computer systems analyst or video games designer. Applications are currently being accepted for the program and classes will begin in August.
Coming up next, Alissa Devine will bring you the latest sports news. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Alissa Devine with your sports update. It was a tough weekend for Penn State athletics, and the most notable loss probably being another Penn State hockey letdown. In Guy We Trust? Well, certainly not this weekend. The number 6 ranked Nittany Lions faced off against the number 7 Minnesota Gophers Friday and Saturday night. Penn State fell 5-1 on Friday and just 24 hours later fell 5-2. It's the first time all season Penn State has been swept in a weekend series. Coach Guy Gadowski and the Nittany Lions are on a 5-game win-less streak. So should Hockey Valley fans start pushing the panic button? Well, they might just have to. Penn State has another tough away series as they take on the Wisconsin Badgers this upcoming weekend. On a more positive note, Penn State football held its media day last Wednesday for new recruits. And despite the football season being over, James Franklin made a lot of noise as he unveiled the top 15 2017 Penn State football recruiting class. It was another successful signing day for Penn State as they welcomed 21 new recruits. Of those recruits, 10 are 3-stars, another 10 are 4-stars, and the last one is a 5-star. This time around, Franklin focused on recruiting the defensive back position. That's certainly highlighted by the champion of the recruiting class, 5-star Lamont Wade. After yet another dominant addition to Penn State's roster, Nittany Lion fans are awaiting a big year for the blue and white once again. Next up on sports, Super Bowl 51. And just when you think you can count the Patriots out, you can't. Down 25 points to the Atlanta Falcons, Tom Brady and New England put up 31 unanswered points to win 34-28 in a thrilling overtime win. This is the biggest comeback in Super Bowl history, and it doesn't stop there. The Patriots also became the 4th team in Super Bowl history to win 5 titles. And if there was ever any question of who the best quarterback is, well, there isn't anymore. Tom Brady is without a doubt the GOAT. You heard that right, the greatest of all time. Brady was crowned the MVP of the Super Bowl, becoming the first ever quarterback to claim 5 Super Bowl rings and setting a record for passing yards at 466 yards. Coach Bill Belichick also became the first coach to win 5 Super Bowl titles. The dominant duo has once again made NFL history. Well, that's your PSN News Sports Update. We'll be right back with your state college weather forecast after the break.
From the students of Penn State Meteorology, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
Good Monday evening, everyone. I'm student meteorologist Matt Honig here with your PSN weather update. It's a tranquil evening out here this evening, just some cloud cover and temperatures in the mid-30s, but we're tracking a new storm system moving our way. You can see this area of low pressure over Louisiana. This is going to be pushing to the north and east overnight tonight, and I think by the day tomorrow we'll be dealing with another storm system. Now, in terms of winter precipitation, when we want to see that here in central Pennsylvania, we look for a cold area of high pressure to sit just to our north. We don't really have that with the storm, so you can notice this warm front here. It's going to have no problem pushing its way north of us, so I think tomorrow's storm is mostly going to be in the form of rain. For this evening, though, here's a look at your overnight forecast. We do have those mostly cloudy skies out there right now, temperatures in the upper 30s. By midnight, those showers do approach, and by 6 a.m., we will be talking about periods of rain and even a few scattered downpours. And you also notice the temperatures don't really change that much. They should really only fall into the mid-30s overnight tonight. So those clear conditions right now will give way to some showers early tomorrow morning. We get into more of the way of downpours and even maybe a heavier burst of rain by late morning tomorrow. Could be a little lull in the action around midday before more showers and downpours move through the region tomorrow afternoon. So I think when all is said and done, this whole event should wrap up by Tuesday evening. Most of the region will have seen generally a ½ inch to an inch of rain. I think the best chance of seeing 1 inch of rain is going to come in those heavier downpours that they come right over your town over and over again. So we'll be definitely wet during the day tomorrow. Again, here's a look at that rain moving through the area. But by Wednesday, we could be left with a morning shower or two, but I think we'll just be left with some cloud cover in the afternoon. Could even be a break of sunshine, but at least we will be drying out. And after that, temperatures will really start to fall as we head later into the week. So taking a look at our 7-day forecast, those downpours are in the forecast for tomorrow, a high of 46 degrees. Wednesday, still hanging on to the mild temperatures in the mid-40s, clearing by afternoon. But notice that morning low Thursday, 22 degrees. The temperatures really dip overnight. And Thursday, during the daytime hours, I don't think we make it to 30 degrees here in State College. But at least by Friday, we'll be seeing more seasonable temperatures and maybe even some sunshine come into the forecast by Friday afternoon. Well, that's my latest forecast for now, but stay tuned. There's more on PSN News next.
Welcome back. We're here with the latest national news headlines. The Treasury Department announced Friday new sanctions on Iran in response to the Islamic Republic's continuing ballistic missile program and its ongoing support for terrorist groups like Hamas and Hezbollah, according to Politico. This comes after Iran's recent testing of a ballistic missile, which the U.S. considers a violation of a United Nations security resolution. The sanctions target entities and individuals involved in obtaining technology to support the missile program, as well as those supporting Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard. The sanctions do not, however, conflict with the United States' nuclear agreement negotiated under the Obama administration, according to the Treasury Department.
Kellyanne Conway, the former campaign manager and now current advisor to President Donald Trump, used the phrase Bowling Green Massacre while defending Trump's immigration ban in a recent interview on MSNBC's Hardball. The next morning, she tweeted that she meant to say Bowling Green terrorists, including a link of the event she was referring to. USA Today reported that she came down with another case of the alternative facts, because there was no massacre in Bowling Green at all, according to Merriam-Webster's definition of the term. Conway had claimed that Trump's travel ban was similar to the Obama administration imposing additional background checks on Iraqi refugees after 2 Iraqi terrorists were arrested in Bowling Green.
Violent protests broke out at the University of California's Berkeley campus last Wednesday in response to controversial speaker and Breitbart editor Milo Yiannopoulos. Yiannopoulos frequently speaks out against social justice, feminism, and political correctness during his many visits to college campuses. His speech was canceled Wednesday night when protesters set fires, ruined property, and assaulted people, causing nearly $100,000 in damages, according to the university. In response, President Trump tweeted that federal funding for the university may be in jeopardy after the violent display against free speech. But co-director of the Civil Rights Project at UCLA, Gary Orfield, said Trump's tweet was simply an effort to intimidate and that the executive branch doesn't have the authority to pull funding for free speech violations.
The nomination of Betsy DeVos for Education Secretary has stirred up controversy over the past few weeks. Most of that controversy comes from her lack of experience in education. New York Senator Chuck Schumer said that DeVos is one of the worst nominees that has ever been brought before this body for a cabinet position. On Friday, the Senate passed a procedural vote clearing DeVos to move forward to the final confirmation vote. All 48 members of the Democratic caucus are expected to vote against DeVos' confirmation. 2 Republicans are also expected to vote against her confirmation. If that's the case, Vice President Mike Pence may need to cast his vote as a tiebreaker.
And that's all for tonight on PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter at PSN News. Thank you for joining us.